what could those intentions be?
And
why should we be worried about that?
If you look at the list of individuals we have caught, unfortunately, these are people that in the same clan they should not be saying, they should not be talking when they're talking about restructuring in this country. There will always be descending voices against good things. This is because we're talking about free money here. People who virtually don't do anything and they get paid. We want to ensure that that system is protected and is retained. Now, people who actually work, we want to ensure that at least they are able to get what they work for. Now, you expect the individuals that do not do anything to ensure that the free money they are getting still continues. That is one. Their fear. Some of the fears is that maybe some states who are at the disadvantage, maybe geographically or economically, will not be able to develop accordingly. But that is the issue. Now, I'm going to take a state, for instance, a state like Sokoto. Sokoto State is in the northwest. If federal allocation is not getting to Sokoto State as what they are getting now, Sokoto can, in its own right, develop other means of revenue generation. First, Sokoto State has a very large viable agro sector that the state government can invest in. It doesn't have to be oil. It doesn't have to be VAT. It doesn't have to be custom duties. It doesn't have to be tax. There are other revenue. See, Nigeria is restructuring sincerely because in its own right, it's going to give people the ability to think out of the box. They will think of a way. If you are pushed to the wall, you think of a way out.
But you can't dismiss the fears of people who have said that. I mean, there's a reason why certain things have not been handed over to state governments. Police, for example, we've seen governors in the present and even in the past, where you would see that they probably would take advantage of that and use the police to intimidate or whatever it is with opponents, And where you have states who right now manage very little resources and don't even manage it properly, and you tell them, okay, you know what, handle your oil revenue. Are you not worried about situations like that where nobody's going to be there enough, to police the state governors to make sure that they deliver?
Now, I'll start with the oil revenue you talked about. Bayelsa is around 2 million in population, and is one of the richest states in this country. And Bayelsa, to a large extent, is not developed. Now, but what if you meet the governor? What the governor will tell you is that all our money will take to the central. Central gives a particular percentage to us. Now, if this restructuring goes through, by essence, won't blame the federal government anymore. They will blame the governor because then there will be no excuse. Same applies to all other states, majorly the oil-producing states. Now, there is no reason to say, no, it's the federal government, it's other states, it's other ethnic groups that are taking all the money. They are not giving anything. Now you guys are taking all your money. What have you done? People were able to ask questions. That is one. Secondly, talk about the police. Now, for a very long time, not even a very long time, for almost eternity now, the United States has been practicing a proper federal system of government, where most states are virtually independent. I'll take Los Angeles, for instance. They have the Los Angeles Police Department. The head is appointed by the mayor. The governor of the state, but when they appoint the head of the police department. However, it does not mean that individuals that have been appointed do not have the conscience to do what is right or what is not. You cannot, because of that issue, that singular issue, say, so state government should not be.
Looking at the situation now, how realistic sorry to cut you off, how realistic is this right now? Do you see this going through? Is this going to happen in another year, 10 years, 15 years, or 2 years? Do you think it's realistically going to come through?
We are not talking about years. We are talking about years. I'm getting fearful a bit.
Because it's going to affect the constitution.
It should be in weeks. It should be in weeks because the so-called the process of having a restructure is just a normal constitutional amendment,
which is a long process.
Which is a long process, but since Nigerians are talking about it now, and we know it's the right thing, it's the way forward for this country, which every individual should be clamoring for. The National Assembly, members of the Assembly, senators, and House of Representative members were elected by Nigerians. House of Assembly members who should also give their voice to this because they need the endorsement, were also appointed by Nigerians. So if this is the way forward for Nigeria, for the progress of this country, that will not draw us back. That will make us move forward. I don't see the reason why they should not give the go ahead.
Okay. So let's leave that now. I mean, it's a long winding conversation that we're going to keep having, because I mean, restructuring is, like I said, going to be a constitutional issue, and we know how constitutional amendment works in this country. Besides the National Assembly, at least 2/3 of the state houses are going to have to also approve. And why I ask that is because, I mean, you look at the APC today. Do you see them having the willpower, both politically and economically, to pursue this? I mean, we have a situation now where Mr. President is not even around. How far can we start talking about these things without him being in power?
Well, if I'm going to be very frank with you, I think the issue now is not about the political parties, because across the party. The APC governor had a meeting and they agreed on the restructuring. The PDP also, counterpart also agreed on it. So I think, fine, we've gotten the first stage right, because we have actually put partisan politics out of this. The major issue now is to patriotism, which is very, very key. If we have an acting president, who, according to the Constitution, is the president of this country, president, I don't see reason why he should not. Either him or a member of the National Assembly should send a bill to the National Assembly, or probably maybe we should call. We have a recommendation of the confab the confab initiated by the last administration. Part of those recommendations, the nitty-gritty of the restructuring process is even embedded in that recommendation. I think some of the recommendations should be looked at and accepted in the House as amendment to the Constitution, pass through the House of Assemblies across the state. When we have 2/3 majority, Nigeria is ready.
When you look at all the agitations going on around the country now with the Niger Delta, you know, they've been wanting their own, to control their resources pretty much. Parts of Biafra in particular now are talking about it completely seceding from the country. Do you see restructuring calming nerves?
Yeah, I think for the issue of Biafra, I think it's a misplaced priority. I'm very frank with it. I think I've said it on this program also before. It is pragmatically, it is nearly impossible for you to have a Biafra now.
Yeah.
What you can have now is restructuring for even the Southeast. We don't need more states. We don't need anyone to secede. But you need every state to develop at its own pace, which is what the Biafra should be agitating for now. Which is what, okay, thank God also we've seen leaders from Southeast also agitating for restructuring. So that is what they need, not secede. We're
going to take a break now. When we'll come back, we'll continue looking at news from the front page right here on Robin Minds. Please stay with us.
So let's dance now, it is my turn. Just want what you are.